of us were ever really born equal. Only one life, there ain't no sequel. Some people live, others stay fearful. This world ain't never been peaceful. You got good, always butting heads against evil. The good try to be fair, but the bad lethal. They gon' fight dirty, every single one deceitful. Stand up, I wanna see your face. Get your chin up like you belong in this place. We gon' train like you've never trained before. You're going up against something that you can't ignore. This ain't a game, this your life that we're playing with. There ain't no reset button or an off switch. You gotta face your fears, you gotta scratch the itch. You gotta break through the walls and get after it. Only time will tell who's gonna make it. I promise you, I'ma be the one who's gonna take it. I fight, I provide, leaving blood on the pavement. If you're up against me, then you better be praying. Cause I'll keep punching till my knuckles start breaking. I'll keep going through the blood that I'm tasting. I won't stop till they've all seen greatness. The battle for my world just started, I've been waiting. Villains and heroes, only time will tell who will win and who will fail. Villains and heroes, no there ain't no one else. Pick a side by yourself. I got this, there ain't no going back. Leave it all on the battlefield, push the attack. You can't stop me, I'm obsessive. A lot of people think that I come off aggressive, but I'm just passionate. Why aren't you? Ain't nobody care if you got nothing to lose. You gotta put yourself on the line, make moves. Otherwise you'll be a sheep with the lies watching you. Only time will tell who's gonna make it. I promise you, I'ma be the one who's gonna take it. I fight, I provide, leaving blood on the pavement. If you're up against me, then you better be praying. Cause I'll keep punching till my knuckles start breaking. I'll keep going through the blood that I'm tasting. I won't stop till they've all seen greatness. The battle for my world just started, I've been waiting. Villains and heroes, only time will tell who will win and who will fail. Villains and heroes, no there ain't no one else. Pick a side by yourself. Today is the day, don't waste any time. Know it's time to make a change. Up in your mind, rearrange. Start thinking you're the hero headed out on your way. There's gonna be good times and bad times. That's alright, just stay on the line. Cause in life we all got a different mission, but the good guy always wins, that's a given. If you stay committed, you stay driven, you'll be looking down the barrel of completing your mission. Ignition, light the flame, get the fire and you listen. Take these words deep, cause this is real, ain't no fiction. You don't need drugs, help, any prescription. Just persistence and energy can win any competition. So keep fighting, facing any opposition, and be the hero in a story you yourself have written. Villains and heroes, only time will tell who will win and who will fail. Villains and heroes, no there ain't no one else. Pick a side by yourself. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away. But I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the same. But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be. All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us, like a good drug, never run. We hook up in my car, driving so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your heart. Let down our guards, think with our hearts, stare at the stars, we were never apart. Drinking too young, way too much fun, out in the sun, open when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song, dance all night long till the lights come on. It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we got. It's too late now, I remember you and me, and how careless we got. It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be.
Okay, mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay, should be working perfectly fine, at least in the meantime. Let me see here. Even though I still need to update OBS, it's still... I'm just glad that it didn't wipe out any of my settings. Okay. Things are a little bit crazy right now, at least within my gaming setup, because, well, not my gaming setup, but actual gaming itself. I'm gonna have a video talking about that pretty soon, but honestly, might as well just give you a quick little heads up as to what's going on. So I ended up getting back into the shooter genre, the arcade shooter genre, technically, within Marvel Rivals. It really shouldn't be that big of a surprise. And also, I tried out Virtual Fighter, which was one of my earlier videos that I made within the month. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's a pretty fun game to play, and honestly, I'm very, very excited. Not just for Virtual Fighter, but for some of the other titles that I played on the channel, because I ended up doing a bit more of a, I guess you can say, a gaming haul. And, well, I don't think you can see right behind me, but I have set up an Xbox 360. So the Xbox 360 is all connected. It sucks that the servers are offline, but on the bright side, it kind of gives me back that vibe in which when you're younger, or I don't know how many of you experienced this growing up, but you would have to go out to friends' places. You would bring your controllers, and you would literally be up for hours just playing either Call of Duty or some fighting game. In my case, it was mostly Tekken and Mortal Kombat. Oh, and a bit of Street Fighter. So, long story short, I ended up grabbing that. I grabbed a whole lot of different fighting games. I even grabbed the old arcade stick, which you guys have already seen if you follow me on Instagram. Given I have not set them up for recording because I kind of have a bit of a problem. So, well, not with this one because I got the 360E within the... Well, that one connects via HDMI. So it's not going to be that hard in order for me to run a capture card throughout my computer so that I could record some gameplay from that. But the biggest issue that I have is from another console that I ended up picking up. So huge shout out to Tell Hub We're Calling, who I'm going to be giving another shout out to when the video drops, for hooking me up with a PlayStation 2. So the PS2, I've got a lot of fond memories with the PS2. It's got to be one of the best consoles. Like, outside of the Xbox 360, the PS2 has had some of the best titles ever to be released. Especially since a lot of the games that I love within the PS2, I can get very easily thanks to some some retro game stores that have opened up in the area, specifically around the area that I'm living in right now. So first things first, I gotta try to figure out how I can connect it to my computer using the standard capture cards, as well as how to swap out some of the cables because, well, again, I want to record some content with the PS2, so I gotta make sure that that can run properly. It's a good thing that all of that stuff is, well, it's pretty much all in my hands, and I should be able to come up with some pretty good and interesting games. And speaking of, I don't know why I said it like that. Speaking of, if you have any suggestions as to which games I should play on the Xbox 360 or the PS2, and hopefully, if I'm lucky, I should be able to grab some more consoles pretty soon. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already, because I do want to make videos on that as well. Oh, wait. Now that I'm thinking back to the Game Boy Advance that I bought a long time ago, I still have it. I still use it. But the thing that I completely forgot about was trying to figure out if there was a way in order for me to connect it to my computer to try and, at the very least, record some gameplay for that, because the Game Boy Advance has some of the craziest titles when it comes to handhelds. Well, at least in my opinion, because the Game Boy Advance, it's got a pretty deep rooted, it's got some deep rooted memories, not just within myself, but also within my family growing up. Long story short, everybody in my household is a big fan of the Game Boy. In fact, if you've ever grown up, well, this is probably going to be for those who grew up in a similar situation to me, but you know you're Mexican when literally every single game console that you've ever owned is going to be called a Nintendo. I remember literally every single game console that I've ever owned, and whenever relatives would come over and they would see me play, my family would ask me if they would let me borrow the Nintendo. But the thing is, we rarely had Nintendo consoles except for the Game Boy and the Nintendo Wii. And every single time, it would always lead to just confusion after confusion, because there's so many different game consoles as well. Ah, man. But yeah, Nintendo's got a pretty good lineup when it comes to handhelds. But personally, my favorite lineup when it comes to, well, not a lineup, technically, I guess, it's got to be the PSP. The PSP has got to be the best handheld console that was ever made. In fact, it is also my favorite handheld console that has ever been made. I did own a PSP 1000, and I have been trying really hard to try to figure out where exactly I can get one again. I don't know what happened to the PSP 1000 that I owned. One moment I had it, and then next thing you know, I didn't. So if anything, I want to try to, at the very least, capture a PSP 1000 or possibly a 3000. 3000s are pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I have been interested in possibly buying a PSP Go. You know, those that had the little sliding pads. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna have to pause the music, even though I really do enjoy this, because there's a few things that I should try to figure out. Hold on. So, okay. This should be all right. Whoops. There we go. I just wanted to full screen that. Okay. So, for those who have not seen a PSP Go, this was the console. This was literally one of the later editions that were released for the PlayStation Portable. This, excuse me. Whoops, and I knocked into my microphone. This was, in my opinion, one of the cooler looking consoles. Unfortunately, it was a console that was way ahead of its time, because compared to the original PSP, the PSP Go, the one thing that had it going for it was the fact that this was a digital only handheld console, which isn't a big deal in today's day and age, but this was a big deal when it first dropped, because people were still buying the physical cartridges to put inside of the PSP. But when it comes to online purchases for a PSP Go, that was unheard of. That was not something that people really liked. They liked having the versatility that the PSP original console had compared to the PSP Go. But if they were to release something like that in today's day compared to the PS5 Portal, it would sell pretty well, especially since we've switched over from physical to digital media. Although right now we're taking a step back. Well, at least when it comes to the gaming industry, which is a good thing. We're finally getting games that we really, games that are fun. But what makes the PSP Go a lot more valuable in today's day is the fact that its jailbreaking capabilities are so much cooler. There's a lot of tutorials out there that teach you how to jailbreak this and run emulators on it. Although I will say this red one looks pretty cool. Oh wait, that's a skin, and it is currently on sale for $20. I'll have to think a little bit more about that too, because that's not a bad deal. So hang on. Let me see if I can try to find it. Something else. So check it out. So I pulled up the PSP 1000 on Google, and yep, this is the console that I had. This was quite a beauty, but I didn't have it in the cobalt blue, even though I really did want it in the blue. Growing up, I had it in the black. Let's see. I forgot that they made different colorways too, because they had what appears to be an all white, and then they had the pink variant. I'm gonna see if I can enlarge this. So they had the black, the cobalt blue, the white, the pink, and then the silver. Although I think, if anything, this was very, very expensive compared to other consoles that were going on, but this had a lot going for it as well. It literally has, it still has a functioning GPS system too, which surprises me, given you do need an attachment for it in order to get it to work. Yeah, a teardown. Oh yeah. This was one of the... Oh! And look at the accessories that you can get today as well. A PS4 grip handle. That's pretty cool. Although the actual way that you held it, it wasn't too bad, but I can understand why people would want like a full-on set of handles for the PSP. Let's see here. The 1000, even though that's good for me to own nostalgia purposes, I feel like the 3000 would probably be better because this was built a little bit better when it comes to longevity. Excuse me. And this right here doesn't look too bad. I really like the red colorway. This looks incredible. I think the red colorway for the 3000 looks so much better than the blue. Although that could just be me being biased because red is my favorite color. Let's see here. Decal girl. These are skins. Another set of skins. Yeah, it's crazy to think about that. Even after years that have passed since the PSP was released, it is still receiving a lot of love from the gaming community, especially since Sony, the company that developed the PSP, hasn't been doing anything with the PSP or the PSP Vita. Now that I think about it, and these are so easy to modify to run emulators as well. I'm not kidding. This is incredibly. It's just drag and drop. That's how easy it is in order to mod a PSP. Although I will say this, the one thing that I never liked about owning a PSP compared to other consoles was the SD card. So hang on. Okay, so given it's not that hard to find something these days, but compared to, I remember that compared to today, in which you can buy an adapter for a micro SD card and just insert it into the PSP, finding the proprietary memory cards, this was a big hassle, especially since you didn't really come with, well, you didn't need a lot of memory back then compared to now, but in order to get a full-on emulators running up on a PSP, you need more than just 4 gigabytes. And these things were going with megabytes, which is not going to fly in today's day and age. I mean, hell, even 8 gigabytes isn't going to get you very far either. And what makes things a little bit more frustrating, okay, a lot more frustrating, is the memory card that was used for the PS Vita. These SD cards were infamous. And that was primarily because of their size. Now, it looks tiny, but this right here, the PS Vita SD cards, were smaller than your micro SD cards. So these were much, much easier to lose. And for some reason, they were much harder to get your hands on. I do not understand why Sony even developed that. I guess they were trying to be innovative, but when it comes to, this should be a lesson to anybody that tries to create a product, is to try to make it as accessible to as many people as possible. So in this case, because everybody is using micro SD cards. Well, most people are using micro SD cards for the emulators and even older handhelds. Just stick with what's already available. Don't try to create your own stuff. Yes, it's I guess you can say it's a good cash grab, but it's not going to last you very long. In fact, this is going to hurt you in the worst way possible. I feel like that's a good reason why the PS Vita ended up failing as much as it did compared to the PSP. Oh, wait. But now that I think about it, the one thing that I gotta say I loved about the PSP are the commercials for the PSP, because there were so many commercials that I remember, but the one set of commercials that I really liked were from the Marcus Rivers segments. Hang on, I'm gonna find it real quick. Okay, Marcus Rivers PSP. Yep, here they are. Okay, so for those who don't know, one of my personal favorite set of commercials that were dropped for the PSP featured a kid by the name of Marcus Rivers. I don't know if that's his real name. If anybody knows if that's his real name or not, please let me know. But the entire concept was this. It was a kid who loved this PSP that felt that it wasn't getting enough recognition by Sony. So Sony ended up creating a compilation, or they filmed so many commercials with him as a spokesperson. And I always thought that these were pretty entertaining. Hang on a minute. Okay. Good thing I'm running it as well as I can. I'm going to put it in full screen real quick, because I want to watch these. I want to watch these again. These were funny. Okay. Now let us hit play.
Dear PlayStation, why aren't you talking about the PSP?
Actually,
These PSP games are the business, and I can't stand hearing these kids talking about some weak app on the phone.
games, phone.
They're getting hustled.
That is cool. It's good that he brings that up, because I just remembered this was also during the time when smartphones were starting to be very what's the word? They were starting to become popular. So people were developing a lot of games for mobile phones. In fact, this was during the golden era of mobile gaming. And it was cool, but there was nothing that you can do in order to beat an actual handheld console. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I love the old school handhelds, and as well as why I love the more modern Nintendo Switch handheld. I still need to get my hands on a Steam Deck though, so I'm gonna resume right now.
KB.
Hustle.
We need to
Actually, let me put it
about
back.
some weak app on the phone.
Games, phone.
They're getting hustled, KB.
Hustle.
We need publicity for the PSP.
We're gonna do something about it.
PSP needs a hero.
Yeah.
A baller.
Yes.
Someone that ain't wearing a clip-on tie.
Huh?
We got good kids playing bad games.
You know what? You're onto something. So tell me, Marcus, why are you qualified for this position?
You know, KB, thing about me is, I know the PSP.
All right, just a couple.
I love this kid. He knows how to put you in your place. He's like, yeah, that's right. I know what I'm talking about, and you don't. Man, we need more people like this.
The questions here I gotta ask.
Fire away, KB.
What is your greatest strength?
Sniping.
Greatest weakness?
Work too hard, always running up the scoreboard.
Hey, at least he's honest about that. What's my best skill? Sniping. You work too hard. That's your weakness.
How many games are there in the PSP library?
Over 500.
Name the best PSP game under $10.
SOCOM, Fire Team Bravo.
Favorite snack?
I consume a healthy amount of suckers online every day.
I consume a healthy amount of suckers every day. Man, it's so cheesy, but I love it.
When you first contacted me, I was just going to ignore you, but you showed me something today. You're hired. You start on Monday.
Right. Nice to know, my brother.
Okay, I'll see you Monday. I'll bring bagels. Hi, Cindy. Can you bring bagels in on Monday?
Step your game up. Marcus, PSP.
PlayStation.
Yeah, I love this guy.
Marcus Rivers here. And I have something more jaw-dropping than a Hail Mary on 4th and 20. Madden 11 on the PSP.
Okay. I might need to mute this for a bit, only because I have no idea if the song is copyrighted. But still, this was a very fun game to play. Madden 11 on the PSP. It was good. Alright, I think the muting time is over.
Step your game up. Marcus, PSP.
PlayStation.
Rated T for teen.
Dear PSP, I just scored the new Metal Gear Solid, and now I can't put it down.
So what's the problem?
I'm 40 hours in.
Whoa. Now that's a work week. This ain't them little kitty games your cousins play. This is a full-sized Metal Gear exclusive on your PSP.
I'm gonna finish it.
Much respect to you, dog. Other than the tie, the wrinkly shirt, and the lame job, I want to be just like you one day. Step your
Marcus is such a savage. Yo, consuming 40 hours into Metal Gear. Yo, I love the Metal Gear games too. The Metal Gear games on the PSP, those were awesome. You gotta put some respect on that name too.
game up. Marcus, PSP.
PlayStation.
Rated E for everyone.
Dear PSP, my older brother keeps stealing my PSP. How do I get it back?
I guess he's not as dumb as he looks, huh?
No, but seriously, he's got my Mod Nation racers.
Uh-oh. Your brother now has the ability to customize cars.
Oh, snap. Okay, so there's something I gotta point out when it comes to holding the way he's holding the PSP Go. So, funny enough, for those who don't know, when you're holding something within an angle, the reason why you would want to do that is to avoid getting or showcasing the fingerprints that are on the screen, especially when it comes to devices that are completely blacked out. Fingerprints get on your stuff so easily. And excuse me. And the reason why that was done is because it made it a lot easier in order to put some green screen or some gameplay quality on that screen.
Build tracks and race with his friends.
Is there anything I can do?
If he's busy with your PSP, I'm sure his lady friend could use someone to talk to. Okay? Step your game up.
Yo, that is awesome. So he just said, hey, if he's gonna be with your PSP, you could be with his girl. You could. He was setting him up. Mr. Stereo Girl right there.
Marcus, PSP.
PlayStation.
Dear PSP, check out this sweet game I got.
That ain't built for big boy games. That's built for texting your grandma and calling your girl.
You text your grandma?
Of course I do. And for $9.99, you could be playing this on a PSP. And this, and this.
Those games?
Yeah.
For $9.99.
One second, hold on one second.
Okay.
This guy just don't understand.
Hello?
$9.99, sucker.
$9.99, sucker. Man, okay. What's crazy about that is the fact that PSP games are not $9.99. Well, you can get them for pretty cheap, but if they were like bigger titles back in those days, you're gonna be spending a good $20 to $30. Unless you're wanting an emulator. But even so, getting the files for the emulators is a big it's a big gray line. So there's that if you want to buy one for yourself. In fact, I know that I'm going to buy one for myself this year.
Step your game up.
I just don't know when I'm going to get it.
PSP.
Because they're very hard to find these days.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Marcus Rivers coming at you with a new episode of Marcus Don't Play That. I was just testing a ridiculous game, okay? This thing really sucked the life out of me, okay? It's called Waste Basket. Now, it should be called Wasting My 3 Minutes, because I never get that time back. or wasting my mama's hard-earned money. All you do is throw a crumpled piece of paper into a wastebasket and a fan blows and changes its path. It should be a crime. They're gonna charge you for fake version of a real game that you can play for free with just a piece of paper and a trash can. What? So put down that garbage and pick up something nice. PSP me, people.
Again, I'm gonna mute it because I don't know if the music is copyrighted, but he does have a point. There were a few games that were released during that era within the within the App Store and the Google Play Store that charged you. It wasn't too bad, too much compared to games that are coming out today, but still, for that amount of money, like just $3, you can, back in those days, you could get quite a few things with that. I mean, hell, for $3, I was able to get my hands on a bag of chips, a bag of Skittles, and an Arizona iced tea. Now, $3 barely gets me anything. Yes, I'm being like that right now.
It's Marcus Rivers here, and school is in session. And I'm here to enlighten y'all on some of the lesser known features of the PSP. I got Pizza Box playing my PS3. The Jelly Donut is gonna be my beep 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 Wi-Fi hotspot. We've got the popcorn here representing the movie. Got my real PSP here playing the PSP. You got your movie on the PS3's hard drive. Boom! Now using the amazing powers of the internets, the PSP just streams it on over. Boom! Boom! Look, here comes the movie. Right onto the PSP.
Instant replay.
Class dismissed. Time to go watch a movie. Boom! Step your game up. Marcus, PSP.
And for those who don't know, movies actually were made within that cartridge too.
Back to drop some knowledge with the new installment of Marcus Don't Play That. Marcus Don't Play That. Okay, check this out. This game is called Hold It. What? And all you do is hold this button for as long as you can because that's your punishment for being dumb enough to buy this game. They don't even give you a real button to press. You gotta press a fake button and hold it. But they take your real money to buy it, don't they? You gotta wise up. Spend your loot on something like this.
Once again, gotta mute it. Oh, that's right, Kingdom Hearts was on there.
Marcus, PSP.
PlayStation.
All right. Man, those commercials were awesome. I really liked the Marcus PSP commercials. Hell, I rewatch these from time to time as well. So now I'm curious. So I'm going to see if I can go into the Wayback Machine, or first things first, I want to see if it's still available. MarcusPSP.com. Da. So I tried connecting to the website marcuspsp.com, and it says we're having trouble finding that site. So I'm guessing that this website got taken down a while ago, which makes sense. I doubt that anybody was still visiting the website, but now I gotta try to see if I can do the Wayback Machine. Okay, so here we are. We're in the Wayback Machine. So Marcus, whoops, PSP.com. We're going all the way back into 2010. Saved 44 times between. Well, looks like it's not giving me much of anything. Looks like I gotta see if I can figure this one out, because it's not giving me a set. Whether it was called, not how many times it was actually uploaded. Well, looks like I can't go back into the website. I mean, I'm trying to load up the snapshots, but they're not popping up at all. Oh well. Hmm. Actually, I'm gonna try something else. So. Well, it looks like it was completely wiped out from the internet because I tried doing a different search and it's not popping up. Yep, it's been completely wiped. Right now I'm just doing the extra searches. Damn it, I really wanted to visit that website too. Yeah, well, it's not like there's much I can do it anymore at this point. Damn it. By the way, check out the archive if you haven't done so already, because you can find some pretty cool stuff from, again, way back in the earlier days. In the earlier days of the internet. Although, sometimes it'll load up and sometimes it won't. In this case, it didn't load up the Marcus PSP website. Let's see. Alright, I'm just going to close out of that. Maybe I should try to figure out which titles I'm going to try to get my hands on. Obviously, I'm getting my hands on Kingdom Hearts. That's one that I really want. The Metal Gear series is another one that I really want. And who knows, maybe I might be able to find some imports of Japanese titles. If anything, I'll try to figure out how to put an English patch onto them. That way I can actually run them. Although, I am coming up with other ideas as well. If anything, I could try to figure out how to rig it up to... Oh wait, I don't even need to do too much now that I think about it, because the PSP was so ahead of its time. You could just connect that onto a TV using a dock, and I can just use that and repurpose it, well, for live gameplay. Although it's going to be funny, just me with my head down like this, or maybe even putting it up. I'm going to look stupid, I'm not going to lie, but hey, it'll be fun as well to relive some of those moments. Oh well. I'm going to end the live stream right over here. Thank you so much for those who tuned in. Hopefully you enjoyed this little short stream. And hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on another live stream. And I will see you next time.